I didn't always have the answers. Honestly, I still don't. I've been through heartbreak, healing, and hustle, and somehow I'm still standing. This podcast, it's my story in real time. No filters, no fluff, just life as it relates to me. So pull up. Every episode, my guest and I will talk, we'll get real, we'll grow and learn together. Welcome to As It Relates to Me, the podcast. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. It's been a long time. I took a little break in between, life and hustling, all the things. So we had some time lapse from the last episode, but I'm very excited to be back with episode 4 from As It Relates to Me podcast. And today we are diving into kind of piggybacking off the last episode. Today's topic is what I learned from my rock bottom, thriving and not just surviving, because as you know, we've all heard the phrase hitting rock bottom, but what happens actually after you've hit the fall? In this raw, honest conversation, this episode, I'm chatting up with my girl. We met through business. We've worked together on a couple of projects that I've done. And she's in a season that has been inspiring me to see how she has pivoted. So I wanted to invite her to share her truth and hopefully give, viewers some encouraging words and just motivate you. So I'm introducing to join me today, Marsha. Marsha. Hi, Marsha.
How are you?
I'm doing good, girl.
Oh, that was...
You already know what it was getting here today. But I'm very grateful to have you sit down with me today and have this conversation. Marsha is an amazing journalist, content creator, an innovator, and just a real chill person. I'm very grateful that our friendship too has formed organically. So, as we spoke the other day when I wanted to just brief with you on this conversation, I just thought, why not lean into this season? It intertwines with the last episode, and I think it's something that is real, just like all the conversations that I have here are real. But I definitely wanted to give you a space to share, your season, because I'm enjoying watching you actually step into this chapter of Marsha. So I'll allow you to tell the people about you a little bit and where you are, and then we'll jump into the conversation.
Cool. So first of all, congratulations. I love this podcast. I love watching you stretch and go after what you want. You have so many beautiful things happening behind the scenes, and I love to see it.
Thank you. I'm always in good company. I feel like, I surround myself with people, boss ass women doing the same thing. So
yes.
Thank you.
So I guess about me, I spent, I've always been a writer. So journalist, went to school, Brooklyn College, and I got my first real job as a senior fashion and beauty editor with Hello Beautiful. I was there for 5 years, and I was doing all the things, interviewing all the celebrities, going to the red carpet events. And for a while that became like my identity. And so when I got laid off in February, I got to explore who Marsha is outside of the fashion and beauty editor. And what I realized is that I've always known this, but mental health and community have always been like major themes in everything that I do. So getting laid off, I guess most people would look at that as a rock bottom. And as we started to talk about that, I realized that I don't identify with that term rock bottom. Right. As a Scorpio, death and rebirth is a theme. I'm always... So rock bottom to me is like a threshold. Yeah. It is an opportunity for me to go inward and see, what am I going to do next? How can I become better? What do I need to unlearn? What do I need to let go of? Right. What am I overly attached to that has no space for this next season? And just shedding so that I can welcome this newer version of me. And I go through this so often. So if it is rock bottom, I'm there quite often. Okay. But I consider myself an alchemist. So it's what you do with that. I love that. How am I turning this into, what am I turning it into? And so what I've been turning it into is panel discussions, workshops, speaking on podcasts,
Right.
you know, doing all the things that make me happy, but also helping people understand that it's not as scary as you think it is. Like everything that you have, everything that you need is already inside of you.
Right.
So it really is about going inward and figuring that shit out. I can curse, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You could curse. All right. So the first subtopic about you know, hitting rock bottom and what you figure out, what would be something you say that in this season, because like you said, as a Scorpio, you're constantly relearning, unlearning, redefining,
Right.
which is something I've mentioned many times on this podcast. Is like, I like to pride myself on someone who's ever evolving. Every day I strive to be something better within myself than yesterday, last month, whatever. What did you learn about yourself, and the first thing of redefining what success looks like to you, knowing that you said you had to detach from Marsha, the editor?
I learned that over functioning does not serve me. Feeling like I had to be super productive. Productivity is cool, but rest is cooler.
It's imperative.
And you really need both of them. You need time to work and pursue your goals, but you also need time for joy, to go for a walk. I make sure every single day that I put the work aside and I go for a walk just to enjoy the sun, because I need it.
Yeah.
But I really learned that, like, doing the most is nothing to be proud of. And I did that at my job.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to toot my own horn.
No, toot it, girl.
But I did my thing. I was really, like, I walked into rooms and I made sure that people felt seen. I wanted to make sure that the stories that I told were impactful. I wanted to highlight Black-owned businesses, Black women, and use my platform for something that's going to uplift people. So I really worked hard in doing that. And so I carried that with me when I got laid off. And I was like, every day I got to be working 8 hours. And it's like, I really don't.
You really don't have to. Yeah, you got to find a balance.
Right. And so there's some days that I work all day. And then there are days where I'm like, oh, no. So today is a go for a walk and go sit in the park and connect with nature and chill.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I like that you mentioned, you know, you had to get back to who you were outside of the title, because I feel like a lot of people, especially in, you know, like the field that we're in, the industry,
right,
a lot of people feel validated based on the title that's in front of their name with the position or career that they have. So I like that you said, you know, like, nah, I'm Marsha. I'm gonna go back to who Marsha has been before these accolades, before the recognition attached to this outlet and the people that you've spoken to or whatever. It's a way to redefine your self-worth and beyond the achievements.
Right.
Because a lot of people let the achievements get to their head, and then it's like, once that's taken away, God forbid, like, you know, who are you?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you been able, like, since then, to maintain that?
It was not easy.
Okay.
So I would walk in rooms and still wonder if I belong there, because I'm like, well, I'm not an editor anymore. So why am I here? Not really understanding that I'm in the room because they see me. They see the value in who I am, despite who I work for. And that was probably a very eye-opening moment, because I was able to be like, your only job is to show up and be yourself. That's it. And that alone is what gets me the opportunities that I have, is just showing up and being myself. And being myself means listening to my inner voice. So when my voice says, talk to that person,
do it,
say that thing, I just go do it. And next thing you know, an opportunity is born. And so it took some time. It took a lot of language changes. Like I no longer say I don't have a job.
Right.
Because I do. It's just not a job that has an income right now, but it'll catch up.
It'll catch up.
You know, but I had to work on saying those things. I had to stop saying I hate content creation, because I want to be a content creator. So how can I say I hate it? You know, I had to work on changing my language, but also recognizing that I belong here. I'm not in these rooms by accident.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely power in words, and understanding what you speak and put out into the universe absolutely comes back. So you were vulnerable to the process. How did you
Oh,
how did you pull strength into that? Because
Jesus.
I feel like well, not the last time I saw you, because I've seen you since you've been in this pivotal season, but underneath that title,
Mm-hmm.
you were at an event for a talent that I was working on
Mm-hmm.
with a beauty brand,
Mm-hmm.
did interviews and everything. And then I feel like I might have followed up to send something, and I got the bounce back email. And I
Yeah.
was like, what the hell? Oh, what the helly?
You're right.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, so like I'm sure you were like the same thing. What the fuck? Right?
You know what? I would be lying to you if I told you I was. Right before, and this is a wild story. So I went to Arizona the weekend before. It was a brand trip.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a tarot card reader there. And
Mm.
she did a single card reading for everybody. It was a lot of people in the room. And when she came to me, she was like, this year is about trusting your intuition.
Oh.
That's your intuition is going to drive the boat. You got to pay attention to your gut and all things. And after she said that, I was like, you know what? And then looking at the reaction that everyone else around the room had to her, I said, let me book this lady. And so I got home Friday. I booked her Saturday.
Wow.
And she gave me like just this beautiful reading for the rest of the year. And she said, there are things you're going to have to let go of. There are going to be things falling away, and your job is not to grasp it. Your job is to let it go and welcome the new things.
This is the year of the snake, too.
Yeah. That Monday, I got laid off.
What?
And so right before the phone call, I said to myself, you're about to get laid off. Know that you're going to be okay.
Well, you are intuitive.
I am.
Yourself.
Very.
Yes.
Very. And so when I got laid off, I wasn't surprised. And I was like, okay, it's go time.
Yeah.
Because I had just had that reading that said, like, this year is a catalyst for you. So finding the vulnerability, because I don't like being vulnerable on the internet.
Right.
I really do not.
That sounds like my daughter, not to cut you off, but I mentioned to you before about her wanting to dive a little bit more in that too. And that's the struggle there. It's like putting your full self out there for strangers to feel like they have the right to judge you.
Right.
When you just are trying to share your truth because you hopefully inspire someone else.
Right.
Yeah.
I had to really dig deep. One thing that I hated doing was showing up on camera. Now, interviewing someone I can do. Podcasts I can do. Because it's a conversation.
Yeah.
Interviewing someone, it's a conversation. Me speaking on camera is me talking to whomever.
Yeah.
And that scared me. But I had to keep doing it. I had to keep documenting. For some reason, my spirit says that I need to document this journey, because wherever I'm going, and I don't know where it is, it's going to be good, and it's going to inspire people to go after what they want.
Absolutely.
And that's all I want to do.
Tell them what the content series is that you started.
Okay. So it's called Laid Off and Leveled Up. And it's really just me documenting the things that I am working on, the real feelings that I feel, being told no countless times. I thought the transition from editor to content creator was going to be seamless. I'm like, I got all these brands
in the pocket,
right? I can email any publicist, and that did not matter.
It doesn't.
It really did not matter. So I really am starting, even though some people may know me, some brands may know me, they don't know me as a content creator.
Yeah.
And so I'm really starting from the bottom. And building that up, building the audience, being vulnerable. The amount of people that DM me or text me and say, oh my God, Marsha, I love to see your vulnerability. And I'm like, really? Because I was scared as hell.
What part of it scared you though?
Putting myself out there. I personally think I'm boring.
What?
So I'm like, what are y'all like this?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I really,
I'll be all in your comments on TikTok anyway.
I'm just like, I don't be doing shit, but apparently I do. To me, because it's me.
It's yeah.
You know,
it's
so I'm
what
like,
you do on a regular,
right? But it's helpful to know that it's landing.
There's always someone watching,
right?
and you'll be surprised that that one thing that you probably struggled with yourself that day, like, I don't want to post this shit, I don't even want to talk about it, could be the thing that's like, pew, get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been an experience, and I'm leaning in a lot more than I ever have.
How do you feel that you are leaning into your power now that you've surrendered, trusting the process more?
I have a lot of cringy moments.
Okay.
Where I'm like, girl, did you just post that?
Name one.
Oh, okay. So this literally just happened. I was recording a video, just because I have a panel coming up, and I wanted to show people
what's the panel about? Plug the panel.
The panel is called Behind the Pain. I've been struggling with fibroids for over a year now, and so this panel is to sort of highlight the struggles of fibroids, and just provide community for other women who are going through the same thing. It's so crazy how many women are affected by this. And so it's sponsored by the Honey Pot, and they have an expert who's going to come on and answer everyone's questions, including my own. And we were so intentional in making sure that this was a Black woman, because this is affecting Black women at a disproportionate rate.
Yeah, so true.
And so I thought it was important that the person who pours into us looks like us.
Absolutely.
So that is the panel.
Okay.
And I wanted to sort of outline, like, I didn't just wake up one day and say I want to do a panel. I've been doing this for literal years. Since my 20s, I've been either putting panels together, putting marketplaces together, inviting small businesses into a space and giving them an opportunity to build their clientele, sound bath meditations, I just love anything that's about community. So I was recording a video, just detailing that. And in the middle, like, I have ADD, I take Adderall, my brain be all over the place.
Right.
And so I'm sitting there and I start burping. I get hot because I'm 41, and like, they don't tell you about your 40s.
Ooh, girl.
And like, I'm sitting there, I'm sweating, I'm burping, and I decided, let me upload this clip of content creation with ADD. And when I tell you, I cringe every time I think about it.
It's a real thing.
But it's there. It's there. And I'm like, what are you cringing about?
Right.
Burping?
It's
on
human.
Camera? Right. But like, the Marsha is so curated. And I think that this season is calling for me to be less curated and more vulnerable.
Stop censoring yourself.
Right. Stop editing myself.
Yep.
That shit is hard.
It's very hard.
It's very hard.
Especially the climate that we live in, of everything is social media, and people, like I mentioned before, they just feel like they have a sense of entitlement to speak to you as
any
if
type
they
of way
know who you are based on this little tidbit of your life that you have chosen to share with them on social media. So I get it.
Yeah, the fear of being perceived is a real thing. And I am actively working through it. And just trying to show up and be real, and not be so like, okay, today I gotta record content. Like, let it be natural, because those are the things that really hit when you just wake up one day, you say something and you upload it, and then it's like, oh, that hits, I get it.
Yeah, it's real life moments, so you just have to navigate through them. I mean, we go through so many things behind the scenes every day, just trying to function as women of color, whatever your, life pattern or whatever it is it's not easy. So you may feel like you are one to none, but you are probably one to thousands, and you post that one thing.
Right.
And you'll be surprised how many people are like, oh my God. Like my first episode that I posted, which was on, a very personal, we talked about it many times. I was surprised by the feedback from that. Yeah. So just keep putting that shit out there, girl. Put it out there.
And the thing is, I got a lot to say, especially around healing and mental health and just how we speak to ourselves. That is so important to me. And that's why I'm documenting this, because it's so important to know that what you want, you can become. Right. But if you're saying the wrong things to yourself, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And so it's important to really go inward and like feel the things, but also let them go.
Let them go.
So that you can
make space for the new.
Right.
That's goes into the next topic of rebuilding with your bare hands, right? So you said that you were unlearning. What are some of the things that you were unlearning and putting yourself back together with?
Okay, so unlearning was a huge theme for me. I lost my job. I broke up with the person I was dating for close to a year and a half. And
do you think that all of that was a part of the purge?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so I welcomed it.
Okay.
Right? Because specifically the relationship, it was me knowing that I always have to choose me. At the end of the day, there's no one more important than me.
Yeah.
It's my life. And so being with someone who doesn't honor your worth,
right?
How is that benefiting me? What am I telling myself? You know, how am I showing up for me by settling for someone who doesn't see my light or sees my light and doesn't honor it or doesn't care for it or doesn't know how to hold it?
Right.
It's my job to make sure that the people in my area honor me.
Yeah.
Treat me the way I treat me.
Right.
You know, or better.
Right.
So it was really just learning a lot, but learning to trust myself more. I am intuitive and I've always known that, but I've always let maybe the things that I want trump the things that I know.
Serve as your guide.
Right.
Yeah.
So my inner knowing would be like, this ain't right. But I'm like, but I want it and it's cute. So I'm going to go after it anyway. And then it blows up in my face and I'm like, oh, you knew. You knew.
Yeah.
And so in that relationship, there were so many times where my intuition was like, ding, clock that, ding, clock that, ding, clock that. And it was my intuition that told me that this person was cheating. I didn't have no proof.
Right.
And the fact that that was enough for me is major. Because I was like, no, no, your intuition has been leading you here.
All the signs
your discernment has been leading you here. You don't need validation.
Right.
Your inner knowing is validation enough. And so I would say, like, wow, I've been unlearning a lot of things, like behavioral things, not over functioning. The biggest lesson has been to listen to myself. And that's why when the psychic said, your intuition is going to drive the boat.
Wow.
I was like, she ain't lying.
Wow.
She was not lying.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy as if I don't believe in that, because my first guest also was my intuitive life coach. Shout out to Roxanne. I feel like one of the things that she told me too this year for my birthday, I did a solar return reading with her. And that was one of the things too that came up. It's like trusting in self more.
Yeah.
Because I definitely do straddle the fence sometime of just like knowing when I'm ignoring the inner self, and like you said, like, oh, but I like it, I want to see it, I want to touch it, I want to, you know. And
that's pride and ego. Pride and ego can't exist with intuition and discernment, because your pride and your ego will have you doing all types of messed up stuff for yourself.
All
to yourself.
Yep.
When your discernment and your intuition is really trying to save you and protect you. So I really had to learn to listen to those voices and pay attention to how my body reacts. If my stomach is all of a sudden
in knots.
Right. What's that about? You know, what noises are going off as something weird is happening to nudge me.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of that.
How did you start practicing that so that you would just sit in it and feel comfortable with trusting yourself?
I can highlight so many times where I felt something and was like, okay, this is off. And so it really is just trusting that.
Yeah.
And learning to listen to it more. I can't even explain it. There are times, and so I had to ask somebody about this. When you hear it over and over again, that's not your intuition.
Right.
That's ego. When it comes once and it's quiet and it's still and it's just like, don't go there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow. That's the point I'm gonna take for myself.
Yeah.
Actually,
Intuition is not loud. It's not gonna be a parade marching up and down the street. Sometimes your fear could be the thing that's replaying something in your head, and you think that's intuition, but it's really fear. Intuition is just gonna drop it and walk away.
That's
and
true.
if you pick it up, you pick it up, and if you don't, you don't.
Yeah. I struggle with overthinking too. So I'm glad that you pointed that out, because I do feel like a lot of times I allow fear to consume me in so many things.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, no, I need to take the step. I need to trust in that's the right step.
Right.
And then all of the possible scenarios start playing, and I'm now spinning, and me too with the ADHD. I'm like, oh my God.
We could be our own worst enemies.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Own worst enemy. So that's been something too that I've been focusing on trying to unlearn this year. It's just like, no, fear is an illusion. And I've said that on this podcast before, but actually embodying, knowing that what I'm saying is an illusion, and just trust myself, because who else to lead me to where I need to be, right? Than me.
You think of it as your higher self is already there. You just walk in to meet her there.
I know my higher self be like ready to choke me up sometimes.
Child,
like, girl,
what are you scared of? I am scared of literally everything.
Yeah.
But I do it anyway.
Anyway, yep.
People would be surprised. They see me all over the place. They see me doing. I think that my online presence, or how people view me online, is very like, oh, she's everywhere.
She hasn't figured it out.
Child, no, I don't. I'm everywhere because I can't even explain why I'm everywhere, but I just am.
You're meant to be.
Right. I love experiencing other cultures and all the things. So I will go to the places and do all the things, but for the most part, I'm home. My phone is on Do Not Disturb, and I don't want to talk to nobody.
Listen, we have that in common too.
Right.
We literally was talking about that the other day.
Yes, like we
I was
both.
trying to call you. I was like, girl, my phone I hear it so much.
Yes.
Like, even my producer said something to me about, like, I feel like I have to call you back to back. I'm like, oh, let me add you to my favorites, because it's nonstop on what do you want?
Yes.
What do you want?
And it's literally always that, like, oh, what do you want?
Yeah.
But online, people are like, she's everywhere. She's doing all things. No, I'm usually by myself at home. I love my solitude.
Same.
I love, like, that is what means the most to me, is being able to get back to me. So to answer your question, like, being alone has been a huge part of the unlearning.
Yeah.
And just sitting with myself and asking myself the questions, and a lot of time just going inward. A lot.
I feel like one of the things that, as it relates to me, I learned about being with myself a lot sometimes, is like, it's a catch-22. Well, at least I learned that through therapy. Is like, that's a coping mechanism of trying to isolate, to avoid dealing and processing with the feelings. So I too am in the house a lot, and I've been trying to be very intentional the past year and a half of breaking out of that and being more social and in community more. But I enjoy being in my house. Like, one of my friends was like, you always everywhere, you out. Every time I see him around, you at some event. I'm like, girl, I'll probably go to that event and stay for like 2 hours, and then I'm like, all right, my social battery is depleted. I'm ready to go home. And then I'm posting pictures from the comfort of my bed, rubbing my feet together. Like, that's just what I enjoy doing. So I totally get you there. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
If you can't enjoy your own company, how can you enjoy the company of others, right?
Exactly. But also, my therapist had to tell me, back when I had therapy, when I was at Hello Beautiful, she would tell me, like, your work events don't count as a social life. And I was like, what do you mean? There are people there. And I got to talk to them. She's like, but they're not your people.
They're not your people.
And when she said that to me, I was like, so I got to go outside more to connect with my people.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
Yeah.
It's very true. I mean, one of the things for me is, like, when you have to constantly be on because you're going out for work events, you have to, like they say, shake hands and kiss babies,
Right.
because it's part of the territory, it could be a little energetically depleting. So when you finally have the time to just check out and decompress,
right,
do that.
And I make sure I have to take time for that, especially as someone who is an introvert and then also like an empath. And energy for me, you can drain it very quickly. And so like I just came back from New Orleans. My phone was on do not disturb all week.
Yeah.
And I had to tell my best friend, love you, cannot speak to you or anyone for a couple of days.
Right.
And I don't care how it sounds. That's a new thing in this chapter is being unapologetic about that. Because as a recovering people pleaser, I feel bad that I'm taking time to myself and ignoring your situation, your problems. But also, like, I need to tend to me, and I can't be there for you if I'm not there for me. So
yeah, we talked about that too on the last episode about just honoring self more, and definitely being a recovering people pleaser person, of always wanting to show up for everyone and allowing people to just feel comfortable to trauma dump on you, like immediately. If you know you haven't spoken to someone in a while and you just want to shoot them a text to let them know that you're thinking of them, and immediately it's like, oh, life been life and blah 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 blah. I don't want to do that no more. Sorry. I still love you, but I don't want to constantly be pulled into the woe of you.
Right.
And then I don't have enough energy for whatever my woe is at the moment. And not feeling guilty about that.
Yes. Working through the guilt of that has been a little difficult because I was so used to showing up for everybody.
Yeah.
And in this season, it's like, nah, the solitude is like the next today and tomorrow. I want to say up until about next week, I will be around people.
Oh yeah.
I cannot wait till.
So you don't have to be around them.
I can't wait.
So you get to check out.
I cannot wait.
You. Yeah.
I cannot wait. It's so necessary for me. It's so necessary.
How are you managing that with like your tribe, of them understanding if they've been so used to you being readily accessible to them, and now it's you are introducing a new version of yourself to them? How are they responding to that?
So I've been fortunate that a lot of my friends don't live close to me. And so the only person that I probably would speak to on a daily basis is my best friend. And I'm sure it's been an adjustment for her because she has been the only person besides like my mom and my brother and my sister who can bypass the do not disturb.
Okay.
But more recently it's been, I can't. I need to figure out and process and just be with me. And I think I made a post about this yesterday on TikTok. Just a shout out to your strong friend, because I think that people see me and they see me carrying things so well that the question of how are you doing and what's going
on you,
right? And it's constantly me doing for you. You know, but you not really checking in on me and seeing how I'm doing. Meanwhile, I lost my job. I ended a relationship. This relationship ended 2 months ago. I'm still processing it. Yeah. You know, figuring out where my next check is going to come from. That is a real thing.
That's a real thing, especially in this economy.
Right. That is a real thing. And I have been so intentional about making sure that my lifestyle is not affected by this season.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's a lot of things that I'm juggling. It's a mindset, right? It's like, okay, am I going to operate from a scarcity mindset and be like, I can't do this because I don't have money?
Yeah.
Or am I going to make it work responsibly, you know, within reason? So it's a lot that I juggle. And because I guess I do it in a way that doesn't seem like it's heavy.
Yeah.
You know, people sort of don't acknowledge that.
That's true.
You know, and that really hit me on Friday. I was like, bruh, I'm tapped out.
Yeah.
I need all y'all to leave me alone. Every single one of you.
Do you think that this season has weeded out a lot of people though who you would have thought might maybe have shown up differently for you with the transitions?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think
Well, that's
that
good.
not yet though.
Okay.
Because
She said not
yes.
yet.
Because I'm still in the building phase,
Okay.
right? There's no tangible look at what Marsha did, you know.
But you're having small wins,
right? Yeah, definitely
so how
small
are you
wins.
celebrating those small wins, or embracing them rather, and not comparing them to what you're used to?
I honor them.
Okay.
I honor them when I'm working on projects and like I'm planning something and I just, again, intuition, send an email to this person. I sent the email telling them what I'm working on. They were like, we're interested, send us a deck. And I'm like, you know, that's a win for me. I'm learning how to drive. I'm so scared of that. And I failed my road test.
That's okay.
But I
take it again and you're gonna pass.
Right. I took it and I'm taking more class. Like, that's a win for me because this has been a fear of mine for like years.
Yeah, I've had a fear of driving. We were talking about that the other day too, a fear of driving. But this was the year that I'm like, I know how to drive. I just need to actually get the license. Yeah. And get over the fear of being on the road.
Right. It's a scary thing. So me leaning in, I'm very proud of myself. Because this is a version of me that I'm like, bitch, what are you doing? Why are you talking to this camera? Like, you know, but leaning in and doing that. So for me, those are small wins. And I'm honoring them. I am.
Are you holding space for them and having conversation with self and letting yourself know?
Yes.
Like, bitch, I'm proud of you. You did. Yes. Okay.
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely. I have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I need to make sure that I know that I'm doing this and you're doing a good job. And this season has also been like letting go of perfection, which, you know, like I will go through my Instagram page and I'll be like, bitch, that you made a typo in the fucking video.
Right.
And it's like, it is what it is.
It's out there.
Right. Like I have to let that stuff go because that's the stuff that keeps you from creating and showing up authentically. I'll record a video and sometimes I get so in my head that I start stuttering and I start using the wrong words and then it keeps me from posting stuff. And I'm like, people are missing the message because you're so stuck on trying to edit yourself and you just need to show up. Yeah. And so that is something that I'm actively working through. But when I do it, I'm happy. Okay. I'm proud of myself.
That's good. So within all of that and letting go of the older version of yourself, what has been the hardest part of that?
It's so much comfort in the older version of myself. I was her for so long. Yeah. You know, so it's really learning to trust myself. My higher self is already there. So it's like it's in you. Yeah. You just got to pull it out. And that has been a process. It's just trusting that I'm doing the right things. And also honoring alignment over a timeline. Oh, yes. Because in my head, when I think about the reading that I got right before I got laid off, I'm like, well, according to her, this, that, and the third should happen. And I've seen a lot of the things that she's mentioned. And I'm so stuck on when, instead of realizing that alignment, being in the right place at the right time, talking to the right people is what's important. Right. I had one of the most amazing alignment moments. I don't want to say it yet.
Keep it sacred.
Right. But I had one of the most amazing moments of alignment that showed me, you see what happens when you just show up and you just listen.
And trust divine timing.
Just listen to yourself. Yep. And it's the first voice. Listen to the very first voice that says, change your flight. Get on this earlier flight so you can get here. I get there. I see so-and-so. They invite me to something else. I go to something else. I meet this person. Wow. That you know what I'm saying? It's like if I didn't listen to that voice, what would have happened? So
learning to trust again.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. How does that feel though? That you're like, that was one thing that you were like, okay, I can trust this process. I can trust this inner voice. and divine timing and alignment, all of the things.
It's a battle.
Yeah.
Because I can know all that and my brain is like, so, but when though?
Right. Because we're so hung up on
right.
like the future instead of literally living in the present and right now. Like this is what's happening right in this very moment.
Right. I think about my but when though is stemmed to like income.
Yeah.
Because it's been understand. Right. It's been 5 months and I've been living on savings and I am about to end one savings account to go to now another one. You know, so my but when is connected to anxiety of paying my bills. And I had to have this very real conversation with myself. Like, you have always been supported. You've never went without ever in your whole life. Even when you didn't know what was going to happen, something would just usher you and pick you up and carry you along. Right. This is no different. You're just older. The scenery is different, but you're still carried. So I'm working on releasing that and just honoring alignment when it's supposed to happen, whatever it is, it will.
That takes me into another subtopic of thriving, not surviving, because you just mentioned rejecting the scarcity mindset, which is very hard to do sometimes because the fear of I don't have and being without is a real thing. And obviously we already know job markets are just everything with the current climate of the world is scary. And even scarier when you are a person of color, a woman of color, DEI, all those things that's happening. So rejecting the idea of if I spend this, it won't be replenished. I won't be able to do this. How have you now pushed yourself to really grasp and understand, like I'm never lacking. Right. The universe always provides, the higher power always provides, and I can thrive in this current season.
I have managed to maintain my lifestyle. I will not take a bus or a train unless I absolutely have to. My nails are done, my toes are done, my hair gets done. I go on vacation. I have always been financially responsible, which is why I've been able to sustain myself for so long. And one of the things that psychic told me, she said, you have all the wood chopped. Right. You have everything that you need. And when you feel like, oh my God, shit's getting real, just remember you have everything that you need. Realistically, I would be, I'm fine. But the person in me that's always like saving and taking care of everybody and being able to just do, that person is like, can you really do that? Yeah. And I can. I want to be as realistic as possible. I can. It's that anxiety of like, what if? What if nothing happens? What if what I've been working on doesn't go anywhere? Right. And fortunately for me, that's not an option. Like, I could give up on my dreams, which I would never do. Yeah. Or I could keep going, because at the end of the day, everybody who's made it successfully has had these moments of like having damn near nothing. And then all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, you know, and it's really just like, I have no choice but to believe it.
You have to bet on yourself.
I have to. Otherwise, and then the other thing, the other part of that is I could spend all my time being scared, or I could spend all my time saying, you know what, it's going to work out. I don't know what's going to happen. Right. So I might as well lean towards the
possibilities.
Right. It's in my favor.
Yeah.
I do the work. I talk to the people. I kiss the babies. I shake the hands. Right. I do all the things. And it's alignment and preparation.
That's right.
And that, you know, like I do have moments where I'm like, girl, what's going on? But no, I can't let that hold me back. Every single thing that I want, I get. It's coming, and I just got to rest in that.
There's an audio that's very popular. I can't remember the lady's name, but That's something that people say to play every day.
Mhm.
Everything is working out. Am I good?
Somebody Hicks.
Yes, yes.
I
Hicks
forgot.
is her last name. Can't remember her first name, but that audio is something that a lot of people have attributed to the power of manifestation.
Yeah.
Which I'm very big on manifesting. Like I, in my big age, still have a vision board. Like
Me too.
Right to the side of my bed when I
Me
wake up
too.
every morning. I'm looking at those things. I update it at the end of every year.
Yeah.
And there is power in the tongue and things that you speak over your life. Every day the universe is listening, and
Right.
so is higher self. So how are you keeping and creating these new habits a part of your everyday? Because it's real easy to slip back into old patterns and mindsets if one thing happens and it's just like, oh, okay, like, and then go right back to those old beliefs. So how are you honoring this new you?
I give myself grace. I give myself a lot of grace. This is a new muscle that I'm working. This is a becoming, So for me, if I slip back into an old mindset and I catch myself, like, baby girl, we're not there no more.
Yeah.
A new mindset, and this is how I know that I'm evolving, is that this would be a perfect time for me to be really anxious about money.
Yeah.
It would be perfect. But I'm not. I'm still like, this is the momentum. You keep going. You keep showing up for yourself. You keep doing the work, and just always trust that you're supported.
Right.
Learning to not edit myself. Like, I wanted to delete that video of me burping. I really did. And I was in my head about it. And I said, Marsha, just let it go.
Yeah.
And that would be the new Marsha, because old Marsha would delete that shit.
Right.
With the quickness. She probably wouldn't even post it.
Yeah.
But the idea is, like, be yourself so you can attract your audience. And the more that I lean into this and just keep going, and when those moments happen where I rely on comfort and what feels familiar, I just remind myself, you're not there anymore.
Yeah.
That's not who you are. And you may not even know fully who you are now, but that's not it.
Yeah. That's so true. As I came into this season of wanting to hold space with the podcast and have real conversations, it's been a lot of suggestions on topics and things like that, and I'm just like, I could go with the wave of everybody on Instagram. Everybody's a relationship expert. Everybody think they can tell you how to live life and what to do to get to certain spaces and places. I want to talk about the shit that I've been through with the people who I know have been through those things and aren't speaking on them as a form of a gimmick because they trying to use it to monetize or something like that. So I had a lot of reservations at first, and then I was just like, I've never been the type of person who gave a shit what anybody thought about me anyway. Like, I am my true authentic self, informed, quirky, weird, whatever you want to call it. I'm an Aquarius, so we are very eclectic and out there. We always in the future. I don't care. It's me, and someone is going to receive what I have to say, and someone's going to criticize what I have to say. They'll find something. I'm going to do that shit anyway because it feels good to me. And that's how I've been honoring the new version of self too that has presented itself within the last year. This year for sure, I feel like I really have just been, I always march to the own beat. I will say I always march to my own beat anyway, but like truly really unlearning a lot of things. And I live in my head, but I'm living a little less in my head these days. And I actually love that's happening, because I feel like my higher self probably is like, all right, now she getting it. She's on her way home. So I love that. All right. Well, what's some advice that you would give to the self 5 months ago who was shaken up just a little bit?
Wow. What would I tell myself 5 months ago? Everything works out. It all works out. Don't fucking overwork yourself thinking that if you work more, you'll achieve more. You just got to do exactly what it is your spirit tells you to do, and that's it. It doesn't have to be this grandiose, oh my God, look at, I'm pouring my heart and soul into this. Like, show up for the things that are important to you and just trust that everything will work out. I always said, like, when people said, oh, I'm sorry you lost your job, my reaction was always, don't be.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's a normal reaction to, in this economy, be like, damn, you lost your job. But for me, it was like, don't be. This is a launching pad.
I was going to say, sometimes it's a nudge.
I wouldn't have
maybe
left.
you could have somewhere along the lines been already contemplating like what's next for me.
Right.
You were there 5 years, right? So you may have been in that space of just like, okay, I've seen all the success here. It served its purpose, and then the universe heard those thoughts and was just like, here you go.
I had been silently preparing for this and did not know it. So the year before, I had, got my DOE vendor license so I can go into the schools and do the workshop, created a whole curriculum around my affirmation decks, became an LLC. I was doing all this and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing it for.
Right.
Only to get laid off. And I feel like I would have never left. I am a person who likes to plan and be prepared. So I would have had to have a job lined up.
Right.
And I thought, like, well, maybe you get another job. Like, for what? In this economy, every single publication is laying people off.
There was just some layoffs. E-News, was it E-News? I don't know, but one of the major outlets just had some layoffs last week. And I'm like,
yeah,
damn,
it's wild.
It's very wild.
And so for me, it was like, this is go time. You get to figure, the universe is literally giving you a chance to figure this out.
The world is your oyster.
Right. And the fact that I had money saved and that it sustained me for this long and I can continue.
Yeah.
And I'm still working on things. I had a panel in New Orleans called We're Not Sorry, A Black Woman's Guide to Being Unapologetic.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, and exploring why Black women show up saying sorry all the time for things that they don't need to be sorry for. And
that's so true.
Yeah. And so doing things like that are really important to me. This fibroids panel is very important to me. Building community and building these spaces where people can be heard and understood and feel seen and get guidance and get resources, like, that's important to me.
Yeah.
And so I got time to do all that. I got time to explore that. I got time to go into the schools and do my workshops. I got time to really explore the things that make me tick, that make me happy. I got to, I'm building a platform that is centering Black women and mental health.
And that's how you're honoring yourself too.
Yeah. And the thing is, that's purpose.
Yep.
That's purpose. And I love fucking walking in my purpose, bro.
I always say that, like, back to people with titles and things like that. I always pay attention to, outside of that, what is the purpose you have here? Do you actually know what your purpose is, the legacy that you're supposed to live, or do you just want to walk around every day and throw a title and your job affiliation around and feel like you've made it? Because beyond the titles, it's really the impact and impression you leave on people that's going to speak way further than she used to write interviews, or she used to book talent for whatever. It supersedes all of that. So
purpose is always connected to community. If your purpose is only about you, then it's not a purpose. It's self-fulfilling. Purpose is about bettering everyone around you.
Absolutely.
And it's like, you could be a janitor. If you're a janitor, be the best janitor. Make the space clean for the people that are coming after you. Right. But it's always connected to how you impact other people.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. Okay. Well, we talked about honoring your journey, and what would be some sound advice that you would give for someone who may be in this same season?
I think perspective is really important. You can look at this as a woe is me moment, and you might be there. And if you are there, it's okay to feel it. feel all the things. But once you're done, what's next? How are we changing our perspective to look at this as a new opportunity to create and step into and become? So perspective, make sure that your perspective is beneficial to you. Otherwise, you're viewing this through a lens that's not going to uplift you. It's not going to help you. It's going to push you back down.
Right.
And really trusting that even if you're down to your last dollar, you're fine. It may not feel like it. And it sounds so like,
it sounds crazy.
It sounds
right?
flippant.
Yeah,
right.
Like,
it's
what do
like,
you mean?
No, but if you look at the evidence, you've always been supported.
That is so true.
If you look at the evidence, you've always been supported. And so I choose to lean into that. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just taking steps and it's leading me wherever. And I'm going to just end up somewhere and be like, oh, look at what I created for myself.
Right.
And that is the mindset, is understanding that this is a blank canvas now. If you lost your job, it's a blank canvas. What do you want to create for yourself? But also be realistic. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's not. That was my biggest mistake, is thinking, oh, I have all these connections, so this should be easy. And I learned very quickly that it was not.
Yeah, because people don't believe in maintaining the relationships past the service they need. So it's just like they probably, unfortunately, don't see the benefit in maintaining connection with you, because you served one purpose for them at that time. And then, all right, I'm sorry to hear that. But, like, they stop answering emails, text messages, real shitty way to be. But it's also the reality of the world.
I operate on vibes. If
Absolutely.
we vibe, then we vibe. And that's that is a connector for me. Like, I don't even know how we met. I have no idea.
I feel like I might have been doing, it was just about 4 years ago, and I was working on a campaign for one of the brands and booking the talent partner for an interview, and just doing my research, I reached out to you. And then just come to find out, so many mutuals, even outside of, the industry. But it's been organic with building. So
it's vibes. It's like energy. I have you to thank for me becoming a trailblazer in media and getting that award.
Oh, her sweet spot.
Yes. Yeah. Which I still speak to Marsha. She had her workshop.
Marsha, yes.
Which freaks me out every time she texts me. I'm like, why am I texting myself? But she had her workshop. I think it ended last week, and she starts her mornings with my affirmation deck with her students, and she's telling me how much they love it. And like that, connections, vibes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe in always paying it forward. Like, I'm not the type of person who has a problem with putting someone's name in conversation that they are aware or unaware of, because it's always going to come back to me. Like, that's not going to block my blessing. So I remember when she was, and shout out to Marsha too, good people. I remember when she was working on her sweet spot, and she was like, I need some women in media. Like, I was like, oh, I gave her you and my girl Kiara. And then just took off from there. Yeah.
And that happened during a low, where I was really questioning what I was doing.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it sure did. It happened during a time where I was, very frustrated with my job and feeling unappreciated and feeling just not seen. And so then to be seen, I was like, well, holy shit. This
is what I'm saying. When people, you never know who's paying attention.
Yeah, but then also it's breadcrumbing. It's like the universe saying, listen, that's how you feel, but here,
I'm gonna show you how good it can actually get.
Right. See the impact. See like what you're doing. And yeah, that was a great moment. I look at those, I have a couple of awards, but I look at them and I'm like, I need to make room
for more. That's
for coming. More. Yes. Listen, I don't know what the future holds, but I am very clear that the sky is not the limit. The sky is the ceiling.
Yeah.
And people think, sky's so far away. You think like, what can I achieve under the sky? You can really go beyond that.
You sure can.
And I'm pushing for that beyond.
Yeah,
So.
keep doing that. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be right there watching and clapping, and you always have my support anyway. So
Thank you.
of course. All right. So usually we close out with a word, and then we'll say how that word relates to me. So it's a twofold word, self-forgiveness.
Okay.
How does that relate to you?
Oh. How does that relate to me? Self-forgiveness. I think that I used to really beat myself up a lot about things, about not listening to my gut, about not paying attention to certain things, about making mistakes. And so self-forgiveness for me is something that I have adopted quickly in realizing like you gotta be very gentle with yourself through this journey. You have to. You're gonna make mistakes. You're not perfect. And mistakes are data. You get to learn. Yep. Next time around, maybe I do something different. If you do it at the same time, okay, I need to learn this lesson again.
Right.
Right. So it's really been about, instead of just beating myself up, really being nicer to myself. And I never even thought about self-forgiveness. I just thought, I can't talk to myself like that anymore. Yeah. I can't make myself feel bad anymore. I have to speak kinder to me. So,
yeah, as it relates to me, self-forgiveness has definitely been a lesson of giving myself grace for some lessons that I have inflicted learning over and over again, where I should have learned probably the second time around. And definitely how I forgiving how I may have spoken to myself in the past. I had a friend who would say often, like in a group chat, be kind to my friend today. Right. So I embodied that too, and then in turn started only saying nice things to myself. But I definitely had to forgive how I would beat myself up in the past before for making mistakes, because yes, we are human, and not all the time with age does wisdom come.
Right.
Because if the universe is presenting lessons to us over and over again, it's because we haven't grasped the lesson the first time. So I've forgiven myself for feeling that I've put myself in situations where I could have been out long ago if I just listened to self.
Well, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Yeah. That's the funny thing.
I feel like I've been having a good year this year. I've been on fire. So I'm proud of myself because I feel like that has come from rejecting the inner thoughts and things like that. Yeah. All right. So we've come to the close of this episode. I want to thank you for joining me and sharing your experience and your wisdom and just offering sound advice to the audience and how they can pivot through those moments, those unexpected moments, right? Where you feel literally like the rug has been pulled from underneath you. We've all had them. You're not exempt from whatever age you may be. You might feel like, oh, I'm this age and I should not be dealing. No, that's not how it works. And as always, just use whatever, the life lessons are to push you forward. Don't allow them to overcome you with, self-pity or any of those negative thoughts that inflict imposter syndrome or all the things that will have you down on yourself. Just use them to push forward and be the best version of yourself that you can be. There's always better for you and you deserve it. And until next time, thanks for watching. All right. So in true form of As It Relates to Me podcast history, I would like to raise a glass to you. Thank you for joining me on today's episode.
Thank you for having me.
This was so fun. Let the people know how they can keep up with you and what your upcoming projects are.
Okay, so my Instagram, TikTok is introvert, the letter N, the city. Upcoming projects, I have the fibroids panel happening this Wednesday, July 16th, 6 to 8 in Manhattan. And I do have
What's
some
the
other
venue?
The address is 308 West 38th Street. As for other projects that I have coming up, I am working on a really cool panel that I'm probably gonna give more information as we get closer to it. But it is for women over 40.
Hey.
Yes.
Else. Okay. And as it relates to me and you, I'm looking forward to our friendship,
Yes.
sistership continuously evolving and being
Yes.
able to support you along your journey this new season. I'm very
Thank you.
excited to see everything unfolding for you and you walking into your truth
Yes.
unapologetically.
Unapologetically.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
See you guys
Here.
next time.
Mm.